I do want to just thank all of our sponsors for this. We've got the Big History Project, of course, the Thomas Berry Foundation, PMR Communication Groups, and 16 different offices, programs, centers, and departments here at Villanova. I'm really delighted that Villanova has gotten behind this. I'm really appreciative of that. And it's not just in terms of money, as much as I've appreciated the money, I'll tell you, but it's intellectually. If you've wandered around Villanova a little bit, you've maybe seen the statue of Gregor Mendel, the famous Augustinian. This is an Augustinian Roman Catholic college. He's the famous Augustinian friar who's by and large recognized as the founder of modern genetics, which is so important. And he is between the building which is named in his honor, the Mendel Science Center, where astronomy, physics, computer science, biology, and chemistry are located, and the St. Augustine Center for the Liberal Arts. We have a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. It's one college, and it unites these two great fields of study. So Gregor Mendel is a really important figure here at Villanova. We have a medal, an award, which is awarded to a scientist every year. I think it's really cool that Villanova gave George Lemaitre the Mendel Medal in 1934. You remember his work on the primeval atom was really controversial at that time. You remember Albert Einstein said your mathematics is correct, but your physics are terrible. Because Einstein liked the idea of a steady state, an eternal universe. He didn't like the idea of a primeval atom. Fred Hoyle, another famous astronomer, was interviewed about that. And he was skeptical and said essentially, yeah, right, like everything started with the Big Bang. And of course, the term stuck, right? But as Hubble did his calculations, it confirmed that George Lemaitre was right, and we were quite legitimate in giving him an award at the time when it was really controversial. A few years later, Father Stanford, for whom one of our buildings is named right now, gave the award to Teilhard de Chardin, a Jesuit priest, who said that the universe was not created as it is now originally, but that it developed in stages, and it's going to continue to develop. And we recognized that back in 1937. We gave the Mendel Award to Father George Coyne, another Jesuit. We like Jesuits too. They're okay. And he gave a you can listen to his lecture on YouTube. It was a wonderful lecture that he gave in 2008. We gave the Mendel Award to Ken Miller, wrote a famous book on textbook on biology. He wrote a series of books on evolution and the discussion between science and religion. And this is not unusual. The founder of the order which administers Villanova, St. Augustine, wrote a famous book on Genesis. And he argued in the book, it's not literal, it's metaphor. And this starts, and he says Christians ought to know something about the moon and the stars and astronomy. He starts this dialogue between science and the arts in ways that says truth is united. And this has been really crucial for Villanova for a long time. So people for thousands of years have been asking, how did we get here? And what does it mean for us now? What do we do with those answers that we get? And how do we develop a universal knowledge that justifies the university? And how does the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences together achieve all of this? These are the types of things that our current president has inherited and is developing. And I've really appreciated our president, Father Peter Donahue's support of this conference. The first time I walked into his office over a year ago, he said, yeah, sounds like a great idea. What can I do? And it's been that level of support all the way through. So I appreciate that he's been willing to take a few minutes out of his time this evening to welcome us to Villanova University. Thank you, Father Peter. There's a microphone good way down there.
Good evening, and let me add my welcome to Villanova University. Lowell actually came into my office over a year ago asking me if I would help support this endeavor, and he wouldn't leave until I said yes. So I kept saying, okay, go, you can go now. And he was like, how about a little bit more? How about a little bit more? So the various departments around campus have been listening to Lowell pitch this conference for some time. So thank you, Lowell, for all of your work on this. But welcome to Villanova University. When he came in and told me what this conference was, I thought he was making up the name, actually. So I thought the international big history, and it sounded like something right out of Harry Potter. So I thought it was an interesting idea. But Villanova, let me tell you a little bit about Villanova, and then I'll tell you why this is an important event for us as well. But Villanova was started in 1842, as you'll see on our seal. It was started by the Augustinian friars who came over from Ireland to the city of brotherly, and now as they refer to it, the city of brotherly and sisterly love here in Philadelphia, to serve the needs of the Irish immigrants that were coming over from Ireland at that time to work in Philadelphia. They were one unwanted group of people. So with the Quaker influence in the city as well as the British influence in the city, the Irish were not really well liked here, nor were they wanted here. And so the school was started in order to educate those Irish immigrants and allow them to take their place within the society of Philadelphia and these new colonies that had been developed. So the school has been continuing to do that for the last 175 years, and I say to people all the time that we are still a place that educates immigrant young men and women. We come from all over the world to train them in ways to, as St. Augustine says, to become what they are not yet. And so we are very dedicated to educating our students in the ways of the world and how they can use their faith experience to challenge that world as well as to improve the world in which they live in. So this conference for us is very important because it is something that is very near and dear to my heart. As Lowell was talking about it, I actually thought I should look into this association and see exactly what you do and who you are and where you're all coming from. And you're coming from around the world. And so you come from different places to bring your information, your ideas, your knowledge, your experience to improve the knowledge and experience of everyone, not only in this room, but in our world community. I am a big proponent of interdisciplinary education. For the last several years as president, I have tried to knock down the silos of the United States academic institutions. We are a very siloed community. I teach theater, so we don't talk to the English department, so it's things like that. So that we need to use our various educational experiences to really improve the common good and how we approach our world and how we approach to our world to save it for each other and for the generations that will come after us. So welcome to Villanova. I know you have much better things to do than listen to me. But I hope you enjoy your experience here. I hope you find everyone here very hospitable. And if anyone should say to you, you've missed the 45-minute breakfast window, tell them that Father Peter said I could come anytime I wanted. All right, have a good time.